threatening and above the height of most people. And when water gets up to 9 feet, the first floor of homes and structures are completely flooded. There are very few places to survive when the water gets this high. This is why storm surge accounts for about half of all deaths directly caused by tropical cyclones in the United States. So please, find out if you live in an evacuation zone today and be prepared to leave when ordered to do so, because evacuating is the only way to ensure you survive a rising storm surge.
That's exactly right. We've got new technology that we continue to improve upon. As you can see, this is designed to give you guys realistic views of what the storm surge could do. This is Gulfport, Florida, just west of St. Peter's and the Tampa area, and you've got a road this is Shore Boulevard. So you've got restaurants, you've got the beaches, you've got a skate park down the way, you've got a casino and a dance hall. This is all expected to be underwater, all right? And this is just showing you what it looks like up to 6 feet. A tiki bar, underwater. Usually people are there having drinks, sitting outside. It's a pretty nice place to go and enjoy. But the storm surge forecast is anywhere from 6 to 9 feet. And so we take a look at all that water coming through. It doesn't just hamper Shore Boulevard, but it actually goes north. So now you head north on some of these roads up to 31st Ave, 30th Ave. How far north does the water go? Obviously, it all depends on elevation. If from Shore Boulevard just north to 30th Ave, you're still at about 7 feet elevation, so you could see the water going that far north. And of course, you've got debris in this. It's extremely dangerous. There's nowhere to go but up, and that's why, Molly, this is one of those areas that have been asked to evacuate. Anyone who has vehicles there or businesses there, it's get everything out of the way so that it doesn't get damaged.
And know that in the height of the storm, you will not be able to get rescued.
That's exactly right.
It's got to be safe for the rescuers, too. They can't risk their lives as well, So thank you, Jordan. Let's get back out to Jim Cantori in Cedar Key, Florida. And Jim, this is a big day because it's the last couple of hours to prepare, but we're also entering that window of time that we are expecting Idalia to rapidly intensify.
Right, and I think, with all due respect, if it's going to get to 120, it's got to go through that, right? It's going to happen at some point today, and it has everything available to it right now to do that. So we'll see how quick it blows up today, and certainly as we get in toward this evening, and we may be seeing something tomorrow coming ashore that could be in the major hurricane strength. Some of the guidance is lower. I won't lie about that. There's a couple that are higher, but some of it's actually lower. Either way, her mean was a 1 here back in 2016, and we had 6 for the storm surge. And this is at least going to be a 2. All right, so what do we mean, with 6 feet? But tomorrow at this time, I'm underwater, okay? This whole key here in some places are going to be underwater, most places. But it's going to be there halfway up the trees, probably up to the top of this post. If we get an 8 to 12 foot verification, you're talking about areas out on those piers that are going to be, all those piers are going to be underwater, that road, Dock Street. Of course, there's businesses and whatnot that are sitting on there. So they're going to have to think about what they have in those stores and potentially pull all that out. So a lot of stuff still needs to be done here, but these folks are a pretty well-oiled machine when it comes to getting out of harm's way, because this is going to be different than any other storm we dealt with, and we could be dealing with record storm surge here. All right, so let's get into this and talk about Cedar Key. Again, tomorrow morning's probably our worst. Our highest winds, our highest storm surge, and then things improve during the afternoon. But the fact that when this goes by, we will still have an onshore push means the water is not going to just drop immediately. It's going to come down, but it's going to take a minute to really retreat. All right, so keep that in mind. Plus, you're talking about inland rain, very heavy rain, wind as the storm goes in. And, it's going to be weakening a little bit, but it's certainly got the capabilities in this area, Tallahassee over to Lake City up to Valdosta, to produce extensive wind damage and power outages. Extensive. There's a lot of trees down and through here. So here comes the wind. This is 8 a.m. and you're already talking about hurricane gusts on the coast. In some cases, maybe up to 100. And that will just continue to be the case all the way across the state as we work our way toward the lunchtime hour. Tallahassee, again, you could, depending on the west side of this track, it could be a lot worse there. So keep that in mind. In Tampa Bay, I want you to look at this one map for storm surge potential. 4 to 7 feet. Clearwater Beach, St. Petersburg, Newport Richey, down into Tampa as well. Low areas, highways, and areas that frankly should be evacuated. We haven't seen surge this high in a long, long time.
seeing EVs more every day.